Welcome back to Power to the People. I'm Estelle Martinez. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what's going on. Something I discovered today that was extremely concerning. I think everybody needs to know about it. In fact, I think it's something that should warrant everybody to look out for in your own cases or in past cases. It possibly I don't know, but basically it has to do with document manipulation. Unlawfully too, from the DA. So last Friday, if you all have been following up with my videos, last Friday I had a hearing, an unlawful hearing, for they were gonna hear my arguments on some motions that I had requested previously. However, I wasn't accepting this hearing as a proper and lawful hearing, and so all I did was go in and object to everything. Um, Basically, a judge that I had previously recused decided to reinsert himself in my case unlawfully. He had no official assignment from the Fifth Administrative Region, and and it really had no legal authority to reinsert himself into my case. And so we went through the entire hearing. At the end, they decided that they were going to dismiss all my motions for want of jurisdiction, which is funny because that on its own makes no sense. I had a that same judge assigned to the case back in January when I motioned to correct the record. I found some errors in my transcript and I wanted to correct it. The court reporter refuses to correct them, and so I was moving the court to do so. And so the Fifth Administrative Region assigned Judge Valdez, Rogelio Valdez, to preside over that matter. I quickly recused him, and he was the first judge to be recused by me because he was implicated in some issues, and that was another motion that I filed, was to sanction uh, this judge, Judge McDonald, ADA Jacqueline Ruiz, for ex parte communication, attorney Ernest Hernandez for ex parte communication. No, sorry, Sergio Galvan for ex parte communication, and Ernie Hernandez for financial fraud in my case. And if you want to know more, I'll make sure to follow me. I'm going to be posting more videos on exactly what I'm finding on each one of these officials. But he was assigned back in January, which means that the court acknowledged that they had jurisdiction and gave jurisdiction by assigning this judge. I recused him. They assigned Judge Manuel Banales to hold a hearing over his recusal. Judge Banales decided not to hold a hearing and instead just dismissed my motion. I recused him for that and some other procedural defects that I found in that dismissal, and they assigned Judge Nora Longoria, um, and and she did the same thing. She didn't hold a hearing. She dismissed the motion to recuse Banales, and so I recused her. She decided to ignore the recusal, which left my case in limbo. There was no assigned judge at that point, but that doesn't mean that it didn't have jurisdiction. It did have jurisdiction. So what's even crazier is that they're claiming that the court has no jurisdiction, but then they use a judge to hold an unlawful hearing by a judge that has no lawful authority, no legal authority to hold a hearing because he's been recused. And and so, how are they holding this hearing? Obviously, the court has jurisdiction, and so, but they're doing what they do, uh, ignoring the facts, ignoring what the pro se litigant is requesting, and just everybody's kind of sticking to their guns and standing their ground on it. But today, well, let's backtrack a little bit. On Friday after the hearing, they made the ruling that they were gonna dismiss all my motions and that they were gonna file an order to the county clerk to not accept any more of my filings. And so they filed a proposed order. The DA filed a proposed order, and it was left there. Judge didn't sign it on Friday afternoon. This morning, I get notification of another filing from the DA, and this one is called an amended filing for Martinez's motions. And so I read through it, and it takes me a while to figure out what they amended. But what they amended was just the date, which was the date of the hearing. They got it wrong. They put that it was held in March 23rd, 2025, which we're not there yet, right? But what was more important, what was more concerning than anything, was that at the top right, anytime you file anything into the clerk's office, they stamp it. At the top right of the page, you'll see this in your documents if you go to the clerk's office and get any printouts. Anytime you file it, they'll stamp it with a date and time, and usually a signature of one of the clerks. And so there was a stamp there, and it said that it was filed last Friday at the same time they filed the original order. Except that the e-filing, I have proof of the e-filing email that states that it was filed today at 11:25 a.m., something like that. It might be off a minute or two. So I immediately called the clerk's office. The clerk, we're kind of like in a back and forth over what's going on, and she says, we didn't stamp it. And I said, well, what do you mean you didn't stamp it? It has a stamp from your department. It says, I believe it's Silvia Garza Perez or something like that. Filed on this date at this time, Silvia Garza Perez. I was like, this is a stamp from your office. What do you mean you didn't stamp it? She's like, we didn't stamp it. That must have come from the DA's office. I was like, the DA has a stamp for your department? And she says, no. They must have used the same document that they used on Friday, and they just changed the date and left everything else, which means that they falsified a document. This is an official document trying to be presented in court, an order that the judge would have signed. In fact, now that I think about it, I should have let the judge sign it. I should have allowed it to happen. Either way, huge problem, guys. Like, we're discovering a lot of corruption here, a lot of coordination between the judge and the prosecutors and your own attorneys, your own court-appointed attorneys. Like, we have no chance in hell. If they want to make you a criminal, they're gonna make you a criminal regardless of whether you are or not. And that's crazy. That's insane. How do these people get away with this? Well, I'll tell you how. We don't do our job. We don't do our work to take our power back. This is exactly what I've been telling you guys. We need to take our power back. We need to start exposing them on the case record, which is exactly what I did. I turned around. I told the clerk's office they better not accept that filing. I was like, because it's unlawful. I was like, and if it didn't come from your department and you don't want to be implicated in this, you better deny it, which they did immediately. And I have the emails to prove it, that they request them to take the stamp off of the top right corner. And so they did, but I took all that evidence, I put it back in a document, I created a document, and I put it on the case record. I had it filed with the clerk's office. So now it's all, as a matter of fact, it's all public records. Any of you guys want to check up on what's going on in my case, the case number is 24-CCR-00145. Anyone could access this. Anyone can see what's going on, how crazy, how insane it is. I'm putting everything on the case record. I recommend everybody check it out. I recommend everybody look into your own cases. If something doesn't feel right, don't just accept it. ask someone. I'm here for any of you that need help. All y'all have to do is reach out, put it on the comments. I believe my YouTube has my email on it. Send me an email. Um, Reach out to somebody, anybody, but don't just accept it. If you're gonna believe an attorney, I don't care if he's family, I suggest you get a second opinion. I think there's a big issue with corruption in Cameron County. Huge. I have plenty of proof to show that every judge is signing off on fraudulent fees to court appointed attorneys, fraudulent fees to public defender attorneys, which they're not supposed to be paid by the court. They get paid by the county as a salary. Um, I have even proof of retained attorneys submitting filings for attorney fees, and they're supposed to be paid by their clients privately. And so there is a big scandal going on. There's a big scandal coming. Cameron County has no idea what they've done, but I have all the evidence I need, and I'm ready to bring it public. So you're gonna start hearing a lot more from me. You're gonna start hearing a lot more of the details of my case. Once again, if you've dealt with any of these people, Judge Rogelio Valdez, Arturo McDonald, Manuel Bañales, Nora Longoria, Missy Medry, if you've dealt with these prosecutors, ADA, Edward Sandoval, Jacqueline Ruiz, Andrew Garza, there's one more, Caitlin Lara. There's an investigator from the DA's office, Reynaldo, I forget his last name. Were these attorneys, Sergio Galvan, Ernest Hernandez, completely corrupt. They're trash in the judicial system. If you've dealt with any of them, leave a comment. I want to hear your story. Let's discuss it. If you're an attorney, a lawyer, a judge, or a prosecutor, I challenge you to leave something on my comments. Let's discuss it. But what do you think is going on? What is your response to this? I haven't gotten anything. Hopefully, I get someone responding something. I'd like to discuss it. If you guys live in Cameron County, hit the share button. Send it to your family members. Send it to your friends. Send it to everybody you know. There's a big scandal coming. Big scandal. It involves all the judicial system, all the judges. I have proof of all the judges involved in financial fraud. And there's a lot more to this case, a lot more that I've discovered. So follow me. Send it to all your family, all your friends, everyone you know. If you're from Texas, follow along. You know, maybe you'll learn how to do what I'm doing in your own county. And till next time.